I'm gonna lose 20 pounds in 20 weeks.
Come on, Will, get your head back.
I'm writing my book, and it's like exposing my life. And
Will is about to embark on two extraordinarily difficult journeys.
Two? Is it really two? If you answer this question correctly, you have found the #1 weight loss hack everyone else missed. How do I know this? My co-coach Lucy and I spent $45,000 and 10 years combined trying to lose weight. Back in the day, we'd eat up stories like this. Stories of hardship that made us feel understood, inspired, and filled our minds with ideas of what to do. Yet, we totally missed the crucial component in weight loss transformation stories like Will Smith's. One that took us 10 years and $45,000 to figure out because hardly anyone talks about it. No more. We started this channel to share the hard, took way too long to learn lessons when we were losing weight. And one of these hard lessons is that Will Smith's weight loss journey and book writing journey are actually one single journey. In fact, if you want to lose weight and keep it off forever, you too need to do simplified versions of both things. Meaning you don't need to write a whole book or lose weight with as much drama as he did, but there are kernels of truth to both journeys that you must also practice to lose weight forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this was the #1 secret hack to Will's journey and will be to yours as well. And you'll know exactly how to create a simplified plan to harness this powerful catalyst for your own journey. Let's start at the root of Will's and everyone who's trying to lose weight's problems.
Your expert opinion, Mr. Ferguson, does that have anything to do with my age or more to do with my food selection?
I think it's got a little bit to do with your brain.
Just like Will, if you too have struggled to hit your weight milestones, I bet you have wondered, did I just not eat well enough? Am I too old? Is my body broken? In my weight loss coaching program, Badass Body Boss, 15% of our clients, who we call students, are above the age of 50, and they are all making progress. Your age or physiology may or may not slow down your progress, but you will make progress if you're doing the right things with the right mindset, as Will's trainer here pointed out. But what kind of mindsets do you need to identify in yourself and change?
The general. When I didn't get the approval I sought, my anguish would express itself as the general. The general's job was to get the flag to the top of the hill by any means necessary and to punish those who dared to dissent.
If you suffer from perfectionism, from an all or nothing mindset, you too have a general persona. This is the persona that punishes you with an intense workout because you ate more than you wanted to. It's the persona that decides to starve you when you feel you have overeaten the past day. It's the persona that makes you plan your day to a T, and if even one part of the plan is not met perfectly, talks harshly to you. It says you're a failure and you're never going to get the body and life you want. Ironically, despite how much this persona wears us down mentally and emotionally, we also feel like we need this persona. That without this general persona mindset, we'd never achieve our goals. But it's frightening after the general punishes us. So what do?
You weren't happy with the result last week because your weight was up?
No, I was happy.
You were okay? But did you react to it in terms of the amount of food that you ate this week? Yeah, see, that's...
No.
We run back into the embrace of food, the thing that feels like a shelter from the general, the thing that has comforted us through stressful times in our lives. Even the thought of facing the general later doesn't deter us from eating to feel better because we figure the general's wrath can't get any worse. So might as well take comfort now and face the general another day. But why do we keep returning to the general?
Because I can do anything when I, tap into that soldier.
Just like Will has evidence that the general can get him in spectacular shape for movies, you too have evidence that the general can get you to your goal in time for deadlines. That deadline may be a wedding, a holiday, or a trip, and you've seen yourself get there through the general mindset. The problem is that once that movie, that wedding, that whatever event is over, you revert back. And just like Will says here,
I want to get my body and my mind in the best shape they can be so I can feel good and look good and be in a headspace that allows me to get this book done.
It's not just about your physical shape, but also losing all the mental and energy benefits that come along with being healthy. Do you see how the general persona mindset, perfectionism, all or nothing mindset, punishment, they're all keeping you trapped in a cycle of lose, regain forever? So how do you break out of this cycle?
And the thing that I'm trying to do also is to not tap into my old mindset, because I can do anything when I, tap into that soldier.
Right, so it's not about
Yeah.
harsh energy. It's
Your harsh,
more of
a more sustainable mindset.
You too need to quit the general persona. Just like Will, the reason you're clinging to the general persona is because it gives you the illusion of control. It feels that as long as you're being strict and disciplined, you can control exactly how much hunger you feel, how many cravings you experience, and exactly what your weight loss rate will be. But hey, Will was in the general persona mindset that first week where he did everything he was told to do and his weight went up. And then with every weight gain, he went harder and harder into doing extreme, unsustainable things the general persona wanted him to do. And yet his weight still went up at times. It doesn't matter if he had a better measure of progress like body composition. The fact is, none of us completely control the outcome. It's delusional to think we can control our exact weight or body composition change by being harder and harder on ourselves. It's also interesting that right before he quits the general persona, he also had the hardest time writing his book. In fact, he completely stopped writing it.
The book is an emotionally and physically exhausting exercise.
Hey, well, it's Dee. I'm getting a little worried about the deadline for the book. I think we owe the publishers like 5 chapters at this point.
This is the problem with feelings, right? That's enough.
In our Badass Body Boss program, we frequently see the same difficulty when people tackle the mindset portion of the program. They find it difficult to keep going because letting go of the general persona is so damn scary. Letting go may feel like you're making excuses. You may think, if I can't be disciplined and control myself, then I am a failure.
Will quitting the show may look like a failure to a lot of people, but there's actually another way to look at it, as a breakthrough.
She's totally right. The general isn't sustainable and it only feels good because it gives you an illusory sense of control. Now, instead of I'm making excuses, you may be thinking, if I let go of the general persona, then how do I know I won't further slide and be in worse shape later? Well, Will quit the general persona and made progress. What was the alternative he found?
And as strange as it may sound, in that moment, I discovered feelings. I started to see feelings everywhere. People get furious, excited, frustrated, hopeful, hopeless, disappointed, fearful, embarrassed. Everybody's caught in their feelings, making all their decisions all the time based only on how they feel. Even my aversion to feelings is based on how I feel about feelings.
Think of a spectrum where on one end is the general, who tells you to ignore your feelings and just get on with what needs to get done. And then on the other end of the spectrum is being trapped in your feelings, where you're unable to translate how you feel into constructive steps. For example, you feel helpless to stop yourself from giving into cravings. You're trapped in a cycle of trying to increase your willpower to withstand your cravings, but repeatedly fail. What is actually happening on both ends is ignoring reality. Okay, so maybe you're someone who can't withstand their cravings, as your numerous attempts prove. You need to, at this point, accept this reality and devise a plan that allows for lower willpower instead of continuing to cycle through feelings of helplessness with yet another attempt that needs higher willpower. While on the other end, as the general, reality is being ignored by expecting yourself to be a machine, that your feelings and bodily needs don't matter, that whatever you decided was the plan must be achieved come hell or high water. This isn't reality either, because you will never and never have been able to sustain it. So just like Will did, you too need to make your way to the middle of the spectrum. But how do you get there and stay there?
Each chapter deals with a dominant emotion he's grappled with during different phases of his life.
Now, you don't need to write a whole book, but you do need to tackle the 3 things that Will ended up tackling as a byproduct of writing his memoir. 1, he had to face reality. Writing about his past made him face how the general persona and fluffy entertainer persona were both sides of the same coin, designed to ignore reality so he could feel a sense of control in an uncontrollable world. So for you, what are the beliefs that aren't serving you? The easiest way to figure this out is to ask yourself at the end of each day these 2 questions. What excited you and what drained you? I guarantee that after a few days of doing this, you immediately start noticing a pattern in the things that excite you and the things that drain you. Once you've identified the themes that drain you, the next step is to unravel the underpinning beliefs that make you keep doing the things that drain you. Whenever next you do the thing that drains you, additionally start noting down the dialogue that plays in your mind before, during, and after you do it. Then take a 30-minute break. Then return to what you wrote and pretend that it's a dear friend of yours who shared this thought process with you. What would you tell them? Write that down and then use your advice for yourself yourself the next time the draining event comes around. And then the last thing is to look at the themes around what excites you. Categorize them into one or more of these 12 areas of your life. Separately, once a month, look at these 12 areas and write down what your dream life would look like in each of these areas. Together with your daily journaling into these 12 areas, plus your focused reflection once a month, you'll start seeing a set of bigger picture themes emerge. These themes can then be condensed into a single dream life statement.
If you could snap your fingers and have any life you wanted, what would it look like? This question led me into an area of my inner world that had danger signs all over it. The answer would have to be extracted from the murky, swampy shadow regions of my psyche.
Just like Will found out, this can be scary. Maybe because you've tried so many times to achieve that dream life and failed. Or maybe because it would mean reevaluating your job, friendships, or even your significant other. But believe me, once you have this raw truth of what you want your life to be in front of you in writing, you will find that you can't unsee it. And once you tackle these three things, you will be amazed at how suddenly all your actions align toward the middle of the spectrum. And if you want me to coach you through this process, then check out the sneak peek into my Badass Body Boss program in the description and comments below. Now, Will Smith told his own story, so we got to actually see what he did. Unfortunately, when we hear of other celebrity weight loss stories, they're told by news outlets who don't take the time to separate myths from facts of what actually caused their weight loss. If you have ever been stumped by how celebrities did it, then this breakdown of Rebel Wilson's weight loss is a case study into how celebrity weight loss stories can mislead you. And always remember, you can do it.